In the far northeast of Siberia, winter is not a season, it is a presence. It settles over forests, rivers, and villages with a quiet authority, lowering the temperature to depths that seem almost theoretical, -65 degrees Celsius. At this temperature, exposed skin can freeze in minutes, metal becomes brittle, diesel thickens, and even breath crystallizes in the air, falling like fine dust. And yet, people live here, in places like Yakutsk and
Холодно,
across
но
the
мы почти
rural
пришли.
expanses of
Да,
the
но снег
Sakha
такой
Republic.
глубокий. Скорее бы в
Daily
школу.
life continues, even when thermometers sink below -60 degrees Celsius. Children go to school, markets open, buses run, and fires burn steadily inside wooden homes. How does life endure here? How do the human body, the animal kingdom, and even the landscape itself adapt to such extremes? This is a quiet journey through 24 hours in Siberia at -65 degrees Celsius. At 6 in the morning, the sun does not so much rise as it glows faintly along the horizon. Winter light in Siberia is subdued, filtered through ice crystals suspended in the air. Snow does not fall, it rests, hard, dry, and crystalline. At -65 degrees Celsius, there is almost no moisture left to move. The world feels suspended, held in a pale blue stillness. In such cold, sound changes. Snow crunches underfoot like broken porcelain. Wood contracts and cracks softly in the distance. The air itself feels denser, as though each breath must be drawn with intention. Every footstep is deliberate, every movement measured. Dressing for the outdoors becomes less a routine and more a ritual. Layers are assembled carefully: thermal undergarments, wool, fur, insulated outer shells. Mittens are worn over gloves. Face coverings leave only narrow openings for the eyes. Traditional fur boots known as unti remain common, blending ancestral knowledge with modern materials. The principle is simple and constant. Trap warmth, block wind, conserve energy. Starting a vehicle at -65 degrees Celsius requires preparation. In Yakutsk, cars are often left idling for long periods or plugged into external heaters overnight. Without this, fuel thickens, batteries weaken, and rubber stiffens beyond flexibility. Turning an ignition key in such cold is not a matter of convenience, it is an act of planning against failure. Homes stand elevated on stilts above permafrost, the permanently frozen ground that defines much of Siberia. Heat from buildings must not thaw the soil beneath, or foundations would shift and sink. Pipes are wrapped in heavy insulation. Water systems are engineered with precision. Here, architecture is shaped less by aesthetic preference and more by the quiet demands of physics. Water itself presents challenges. At -65 degrees Celsius, pipes can freeze solid in minutes. Wells must be insulated. Ice may need to be cut and melted. Even a simple glass of water reflects unseen systems working carefully against the cold. Children in the Sakha Republic grow up accustomed to temperatures that would close schools elsewhere. Only when the thermometer falls below specific thresholds, often near -55 degrees Celsius or -60 degrees Celsius, are classes suspended. Adaptation begins early, woven into daily routine rather than framed as hardship. The human body, meanwhile, adjusts as best it can. At -65 degrees Celsius, exposed skin may develop frostbite in less than 2 minutes. Blood vessels in the extremities constrict to preserve core heat. Movements become slower, breath more visible, then crystalline. Stillness can be dangerous. Gentle motion preserves warmth. Ice fog forms when warm air from homes and vehicles meets the extreme cold. Tiny crystals suspend in the atmosphere, transforming streetlights into glowing halos. Cities take on a muted brilliance, quiet and luminous at once. The Lena River freezes solid through the winter months, its vast surface thickening to several meters of ice. In some regions, marked paths transform the frozen river into seasonal roads. Vehicles move cautiously across it, guided by experience and careful measurement. Nature quietly reshapes infrastructure. Beyond the city limits, the taiga forest stretches endlessly. Here, animals endure with adaptations refined over centuries. Reindeer, elk, and Arctic foxes rely on dense fur and efficient metabolisms. The Siberian husky, with its thick double coat, thrives in temperatures that would overwhelm other breeds. Wildlife conserves energy, moving sparingly and deliberately. The Yakutian horse survives outdoors year-round. Its winter coat grows thick and long, insulating it against relentless cold. It paws through snow to reach frozen grasses beneath, demonstrating resilience shaped by generations of natural selection. For the indigenous Saka people, survival knowledge is cultural inheritance. Clothing made from reindeer fur, diets rich in protein and fat, and seasonal rhythms aligned with the land reflect centuries of lived experience. Tradition and environment remain closely connected. Food in this climate emphasizes caloric density. Frozen fish and meat are sliced thin and eaten while still cold. Dairy products are preserved naturally by the ambient temperature. Refrigeration becomes unnecessary. Preservation is embedded in the environment itself. At noon, sunlight reflects intensely off the snowfields, creating a brilliance that suggests warmth but offers none. Temperatures rarely climb significantly. The sky appears pale